Good morning, everybody, and can I start by thanking, as I do most days, more than 56,000 people that came forward for testing. That is a great result, and we've seen those testing numbers stay at very high levels consistently during the lockdown, which is exactly what we want to see. That gives us a greater degree of confidence that we're capturing all the cases and that we're not missing any chains of transmission that might be active in the community. I also want to stress that today the weather is great. And I ask everybody to make sure that you respect the rules we've put in place. Make sure if you're outdoors exercising in a group of 10 that the 10 doesn't become 20. And Deputy Commissioner Warboys will certainly have more to say about that report. But overnight, as predicted, we had 35 cases of community transmission. Pleasingly, 9 of those were infectious during the time in the community that we understand out of that 35. So whilst, as predicted, the number of cases are going up, we're seeing a greater proportion of those cases in isolation, which is exactly what we want to see. So the green shoots are there. The green shoots of the lockdown doing what we hoped it would are certainly there. We haven't seen a huge surge in cases, and we certainly feel through our contact tracing that we're not at this stage missing any chains of community transmission, but it is really up to us. It was exactly a week ago that we as a government took the difficult decision to ask many residents in New South Wales to stay at home. And again, today we do that. Please, let's not give up now when we're doing well. The green shoots are there of demonstrating the lockdown is having the desired effect. And certainly what was pleasing for me was to receive an update about fewer cases being exposed to the community, even though the number of cases is going up. That means that those in isolation may have tested positive, but they weren't exposing the virus to others in the community. And that's exactly what we wanted to stop. That's why the lockdown is in place, to stop that community transmission. But as Dr. Chant will update in her report, if you do want relief from your home today, if you've been staying at home and doing the right thing, please avoid shopping centres or indoor areas. If you do feel you need to get out of the house for exercise, please go outdoors. The weather is great. We know the virus transmits less when you're outdoors, and please make sure you keep a good social distance. Even if you're with people you know, of course, anybody outside your household, you should maintain a social distance with. If you're exercising with people that are not from your household, please make sure you keep that social distance. And where you can, if you want to get that exercise, please avoid shopping centres or indoor areas. That's where the virus is transmitting. But obviously the difference is because we don't have large venues where people are exposing large numbers of people, those cases we are seeing in the community are at venues where fewer people may have been exposed. Having said that, we know the next few days are critical. Let's not give up, but instead keep respecting what the stay-at-home and the lockdown means. And I am so grateful that all of us have come together to do the right thing, because if we didn't, we would have seen those numbers go through the roof and we would have seen many more cases of exposure in the community and not in isolation. We want this trend to continue. If we want to get out of this lockdown as soon as we can, we need that trend to continue. So can I please urge people to be sensible today, especially after a week of having to stay at home but for essential purposes. I know that people will want to take advantage of the weather. Please exercise sensibly. Please maintain your exercise outdoors and avoid indoor areas where we know the virus has a greater chance of transmitting.